This is a coordinate plane representing north, east, south, and west. And we have silver here going at 45 degrees east of north. So he's heading this way. And we have blue heading this way, 60 degrees west of south. We know that silver is heading at 300 miles per hour. We know that blue is heading at 250 miles per hour. And we want to know the distance between them after 2 hours. So using distance equals rate time, it's a simple fix because we know the rate, we know the time, we can solve for distance. Silver is 600 miles away from the origin, blue is 500 miles away from the origin, which is mission control. And we know that this is 45 degrees, so this is also 45 degrees. That's a 45, 45, 90 triangle. We know that this is 600, and it's a special right triangle, so we can solve for this as 600 over root 2, because that's what the 45, 45, 90 triangle is. After we rationalize the denominator, it's 300 root 2, 300 root 2. Next, we move to the 30, 60, 90 triangle. This is 90 degrees, this is 30, 60. We know that this is 500, so we know that this is 250, this is 250 root 3. X root 3, 2x. Special right triangles. And then, so once we add these two up, we get this total distance. Total x value, the total base is 300 root 2 plus 200 root 3. The total height, 300 root 2 plus 250. Alright, and then we move on. So we have we want to know the total, this distance, right? We know the height, we know the base, we can use the Pythagorean theorem. We have this squared, which is here, and we have this squared, which is here. We can factor out 50 squared out of the first equation. We can factor out 50 squared out of the second equation. Simple like that. Factor out 50 squared out of both equations. And then I just know off the top of my head that root 2 is about equal to 1.41. Root 3 is about equal to 1.73. We insert the approximate value for root 2 into here, and we get 13.46. Same, and we know that root 3, we can put it in there. Solve for that. 5 root 3, add on to 8.46, which is 6 root 2, and we get 17.11. And we have that squared, which is simple. You can just do it paper and pencil, but and you have that squared, add on to 13.46 squared, and you get about 473.92. And then you want to that's this value times 50 squared. So that's the hypotenuse of the big triangle squared. So we can factor out the 50. It's an equation, right? Square root of 50 squared times 473.92. We can take out the 50 root 473.92. And we want to find the closest thing to 473.92. Let's try 21. 21 squared. 21. 1, 2, 2, 4. Alright? That's 4, 4, 1. Looking pretty close. 22 squared. It's 4, 4, 4, 4. Right? It's 4, 8, 4. This is closer to that, so we're just going to use 22. Imagine this is 22 squared. We can factor that out. 50 times 22. And just multiply that out, right? And you get 110. And you add the 0, 100.